Talking, of course, about Linkin Park.
Your rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid. The light's not there.
I wasn't a Linkin Park stan or anything, but I rock their music a lot. The internet had opinions.
I'm trying to get used to her.
Hey, welcome to another episode of The Eddie Show. Hey, welcome to another episode of The Eddie Show. I am your host, Eddie. This is my friend
Charles.
We are going to do something that we have not done before. This is going to be a blind reaction for both of us.
Mhm.
We've tried to stay out of the way of this because we know a lot of reactors were doing it when it first happened. Talking, of course, about Linkin Park. As you know, Chester Bennington took his own life some time ago,
Right.
but Linkin Park has since made a comeback very recently, and they replaced, I wouldn't say replaced, but they got a female
Yeah.
singer to fill into the harmony and melody parts and the singing of Linkin Park. And the internet had opinions. You can go check that out in your spare time if you want to figure out what everybody was saying about it. I have stayed agnostic about it because I liked Linkin Park back in the day. I liked what Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington brought to the table. It was a whole new sound at the time, and it kind of developed its own thing.
Mhm.
And I never really stopped liking them. Like, I wasn't a Linkin Park stan or anything, but I rock their music a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were ever going to get back together, as it were. And it just so happened that they did. So I think that's a good thing, right? Regardless of how you feel about who took the spot. But
I mean, it's almost inevitable. Someone had, so
yeah,
either way, it was going to be some disagreement. But
if you know more about Linkin Park, please go ahead and put it in the comments for us. We'll read the education that you give us. I know a little bit about Linkin Park. Obviously, we came up on these guys,
yeah,
but I don't know much about this rebirth. I'm kind of interested to see
what that
it
sound
yeah,
is,
what it
how
what it
they
sounds
go
like.
about it. Exactly.
Because there was a very distinct sound from back in the day.
I mean, come on now.
You knew a Linkin Park song when you heard it. So let's see if it carries on in that tradition, I guess.
Right.
Ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
Last time I was hanging by a thread, trying to say I'm not, but I'm in it over my head. That's when I figured out where it led, beginning to realize that you put me over the edge. Your truth's not rigid, your rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid, the light's not there. I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I run into it blind like two-faced, caught in the middle, caught in the middle. Two-faced, counting to zero, counting to zero. You should have recognized it's too late for choosing sides. Two-faced, caught in the middle, caught in the middle. Last time you
Okay,
told me
all
it
right.
wasn't.
What are your first thoughts about that?
I'm trying to get used to her and her style and her voice with what they do, and it's kind of hard right now.
Can I say that it still sounds like Linkin Park? And that might be credit to Mike Shinoda. Mike Shinoda's a lyricist of the group. He does keyboards and other stuff, but he's like the one that does the rap. Part of it.
But his voice will always carry to a certain extent. But I just need to know that hers can bounce off his correctly. It's a balance.
I don't think it's bad right now.
No, it's not bad.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Obviously, because you haven't really.
I guess I'm glad that they didn't get somebody that sounded exactly like him. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Like if you were trying to replace Chester, that wouldn't have gone well. But if you...
That's why you switched your words in the beginning and didn't use replace, because you knew that you can't, So
right.
How can you fill it in? But...
And I'm not turned off at this point. I'll say that.
No,
I also haven't developed a true opinion on it.
I just feel
yet,
like you're right. You're right in the middle right now. You have nothing to say. But are you enjoying it?
I don't dislike it so far. I'm just going to take a couple listens throughs, obviously, and
Right.
these blind reactions are always hard because I don't know if I'm supposed to think it's awesome or what the case
Right.
may be. But let's get to see some more of it, I guess.
True, and pointing every finger with things that you didn't do. So that's why I kept missing the clues and never realized that the one that did it was you. Your truth's not rigid, your rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid, the light's not there. I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I run into it blind like two-faced, caught in the middle, caught in the middle. Too late, counting to zero, counting to zero. You should have recognized it's too late for choosing sides. Two-faced, caught in the middle, caught in the middle. I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think. Stop yelling at me! I can't hear myself think. Stop yelling at me! Stop yelling at me! Stop yelling at me! Two-faced, caught in the middle, caught in the middle. Counting to zero, counting to zero.
No, I don't want it to get blocked.
Yeah.
We'll finish it in a second.
Yeah.
I get it's been through most of what it's going to be.
It was running for a long time, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, because I wanted to make sure that I was hearing what I heard and develop some sort of
Right.
feeling about it. And I'm coming up with what I said before. Like, I'm happy that it doesn't sound exactly like him. It was a good counter voice to Mike Shinoda's. So it's got the screaming part down. You know, she's a good screamer, and it seems like she's got
I think you wanted to see more from her.
a little bit.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm curious to what she sounds like live.
And maybe that's just to protect her for now,
Could be.
you know, and just give them a little taste. But hopefully, the next track that they come out with, a little bit more cohesiveness, you know, and you actually hear her range a little bit more.
Man, you're spot on sometimes. All right, we'll just finish this out
I
now.
mean, that's what I'm guessing. I don't know.
It's too late for choosing sides. Two-faced, caught in the middle, 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 caught in the middle. Two-faced.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. We're on the same page right now.
She seems fun. It still sounds like Linkin Park. Like, if that song came on the radio, I would know it was Linkin Park. There's no fear of not knowing who this is. Like, the band's identity is still there. I know how much was tied to Chester, but, like, if you're going to make a resurgence or if you're going to try and continue to make music, I think this was a step in an okay direction. I think I'm confident enough in saying that. You didn't try to outright replace the man.
It was a good first step. I'll say that. Good first step.
You're always so reserved. Can't you just say something's cool?
Because here's the thing: if the next one doesn't hit and is bigger and better than this,
Okay.
they're gonna be like, it's how is she gonna be received? And I'm like, this is a good first step, but the second song has to be better. Because if it's not, if it's the equal as this, or a little, not as good, it's gonna be like,
Well, where are we starting from? Did you think this track was an okay track?
yeah.
Okay.
So when the next one comes, it has to be better than this, and she has to really kind of take the reins.
Well, the internet knows a lot more about this than we do.
Oh, for sure.
So please put something in the comments.
I'd
Let
to get my
us
opinion.
know.
I mean, this is what we're.
Right. And that's what I like about this. Is why I did this so
Yeah.
late in the game. Is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
our opinion isn't really tied to whatever opinions we're chattering around out there now.
Right.
So that's what
Really
I'm saying.
isn't.
Like, let
Yeah.
us know if there's performances out there from the revamped Linkin Park that we should hear that are like, if you want to understand them, listen to this.
Right.
Because this was just picked at random. This was just, I don't know much about it. And I didn't not like it. So.
Right. But we're not saying anything bad, just to, I'm not saying anything.
I'm a Mike Shinoda fan. Like, when he did his side project, Fort Minor,
Yeah.
liked that. When he was working with Jay-Z and they did that little mashup for MTV, like that. Like I've always kind of been a fan of Mike Shinoda. I'm glad that he now has an opportunity to continue making Linkin Park music
Right.
because Linkin Park was a staple of my youth. And I didn't think I was ever going to get new music. So maybe that's why I'm being trapped in the prisoner's moment right now, is because I'm just like,
I
hey,
mean,
cool, Linkin Park's back.
but you're not glazing. We just happy they're back. And again, I'm
Yeah.
just it's baby steps, and that's what they're doing right now because you have a sensitive audience, and they're going to be very judgmental about how this goes about. So
I know the comments section is going to be jumping when this drops.
Jumping.
Merry Christmas. I think this is the one that's going to premiere on
Or
Christmas.
is it?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to the Linkin Park
And a
fans
Happy
out
New
there.
Year.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to 2025 and doing more of this, maybe switching.
2025.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know, doing original content, stuff like that, but we love doing reactions for you guys. So
Yeah.
thank you for all the things that you've done this year, all the likes, all the comments, and all the new subscribers that we got. The number did go up. We continue to climb. So if you like what we're doing and want to see us do more of it, please like and do all the things for the
Yeah.
algorithm that I always tell you to do. Hit notification bells. All this stuff is free. And it will continue to be free next year too, in 2025. But hey, now go enjoy some time with the family. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. This has been my friend
Charles.
I have been your host, Eddie. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Eddie Show. Until next week, be kind.